Okay, finally it worked. Hello guys, the coin here. So I decided to make this live stream right now because the time has come for Bitcoin to dump. I believe it will happen today. It may already be starting right now. And the reason why I believe that is because let me see if I can detach this to see people. If anyone is around, you know. Open the chat and other stuff, so that I can see if people are around, because I know that I'm blacklisted. So I don't know. Let's see if I can get people here. I guess I have to deactivate browser here. Maybe put this a little smaller. The way I like to do it is this way. So, no, I'm not a professional. I come in once in a while if people actually are interested in watching. So, like I was saying, man, I believe that Bitcoin's dumping time is upon us. I don't know if it will happen right now or if it will happen later today, but it will happen. There is no doubt about it. And the reason why I believe that is because of the Fibonacci, because Bitcoin and all the charting in the world, in the markets, they all follow it. And I want to show you the reason. So I'm using the Fibonacci circle lines, which was taught, or Steve from OpticalArts.com first started to talk about it, and he was absolutely right about all this, you know, without no doubt. And then I started. He offers some course for people to try to learn it. You know, I figured it out for myself, you know. So the reason why I believe that Bitcoin is going to dump right now, I believe at least today, it's not going to take much longer, is because of this pattern. Because what I found about all this is that Bitcoin follows cycles, you know. So we are in this cycle from the first pump. No, not this one. Sorry. So I'm talking about this cycle here. Let's put it here in 15 minutes. This is the cycle that we're in. This one. Like you can see, this is the cycle. So it started here at 9,451. We went straight to the top. We had a small dump. Like you can see, we're already starting to dump right now. So my first target, and I already highlighted it, my first target, at least it will retrace at least to $9,559. But let me explain why I believe this is the time for the dump. So this is a cycle, right? This is a cycle. So we had a pump. We had the pump to $9,825. We have the small correction down. We have a little pump. We had a bigger dump. Then we had another pump, dump. That's what Bitcoin does. It pumps and it dumps. It pumps and it dumps. Smaller pumps, bigger pumps. It dumps and pumps all the time. We had this dump, pump, dump. Pump, dump, pump. The biggest pump. The dump till here again. Then we went a little bit sideways. So we had pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. And yeah, this one is going to it's going at least back to where it was. Because the reason for why I believe this, take a look at these fib channels here, or this fib circles. So let me highlight it for you people to see it better. Let me make it up a little bit clearer. You see this? This cycle repeats over and over again. This cycle it started on the 7th of June. We're now at day 10, 3 days later, and the end of the cycle of this move is upon us when it dumps. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, it always follows these fib channels here, man. All the time, in all the cycles, there is always a pump and a dump. So we had a big pump like this one, like this cycle here. We had the pump until 9,897. It tried then again, so we had kind of 4 pumps. This one, this one, this one, and this one. But we are forgetting a dump. The dump that presented this pump. And it has to come. It has to come down. It has to come down to fulfill the cycle. The cycle always starts and ends with a dump, at least to equal levels. But if we're going maybe to 6K, and like we had such big moves to the upside and the downside, although I don't know, we have to continue to chart this, because it's impossible to know the moves or the time it's going to take. This one take 3 days, and I can show you another one. I actually didn't chart this one, but I can do it live, although my computer is slow. Oh no, it's here. Look, this was a previous cycle, right? It started right, I guess we can count this as the start of it. So it started on June 2nd and lasted until June 7th. That was the beginning and the end of the last cycle, like we can see here. Here, it always does the same thing. It pumps, pumped a little bit, it dumped a little bit, another pump, another dump, another pump, another dump, another pump, no, small dump, small pump, small dump, medium pump, well, we can count this until here, medium pump, medium dump, big pump, big dump, big pump, then it went sideways, tried it a little bit, like kind of like here, you know, kind of like here. It had its pumps and dumps. You can see them: pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. That's what it's always doing. Even in the 1 minute chart, it's always pumping and dumping, always pumping and dumping. So this cycle ended here, and this cycle is about to to get over, you know. There was a possibility, because the bottom line is, according to these FIB channels, there was a possibility that Bitcoin could actually go to over $10,000 because the Fibonacci lines, you know, the Fibonacci lines, they predict that it is possible that it could, you know, it could come to at least at this level if Bitcoin decided to pump right now, which I don't believe, because it's like I said, you know, the cycle is over, man. It's time to end the cycle and start a new one. So it could well go to 9,952. It could even go higher. Yeah, it could even go higher, because these FIB channels, they have a long expand. You know, theoretically, it could go forever, but it doesn't. Let's see if I can find it now. On the 4 hour, it's almost impossible, man, because I'm always drawing the circles to find out the cycles, man. Because I like to map the cycles, because I do understand that after a bump, there is always a dump, man. Always a pump and a dump, pump and a dump and a dump and a pump. So let's see if anyone in here. No, probably nobody watching, but whatever. It's still early, even for me. It's early. So theoretically, like I was saying here, Bitcoin could still pump to, let's check out the next Fibonacci channel. It could pump from where it is right now. Theoretically, it still could pump to 9,993. Theoretically, it could still pump to 10,118. Theoretically, it could still pump to 10,283, and so on, and 395, and 459. I believe there are some more channels, but I don't believe that is the case, because, you know, the way that I map these cycles here, I always put them on the center of these Fibonacci channels, so I can understand the range, because, you know, it follows these lines perfectly. Just take a look at here, you know, just take a look at the pump. It went a little above of this Fibonacci channel, and then it dumped again, it pumped again, then it got in, it continued to get in, you know, it got in, and yeah, it followed through, in and out, throughout. It goes from Fibonacci circle to Fibonacci circle. That's what it does. That's the rules. That's how the markets behave. That's what they do. That's what they do all the time. All the time. That's what they do. And yeah, the cycle is nearing the end, man. So we kind of seeing the BART pattern, like many people like to call it. But yeah, I believe it will be today that this cycle is going to end and another one will start. That's what Bitcoin does, man. That's what Bitcoin and every single market in the world do. That's what they do. They have a cycle. They pump and dump. You know, this was the last move that I measured. The last cycle. It happened exactly the same way. It started here with this pump. It didn't last as much as this one. I think 3 days, or about the same. So we have all the cycle here. It was a pump, and then finally it had to come back to where it was. Next one. The other one was actually short. Like most of you, if you follow Bitcoin, if you know what Bitcoin is all about, this cycle here, this cycle. This cycle was actually quite quick, you know. So let's see how long it actually took. So it started on May 31st and ended on 2nd of June. Well, 3 days. 3 days, I guess. 3 days must be kind of the pattern here. So this cycle actually started here from 9,388.5 to 10,429, and then it came to an end at 9,312. Right? So that's what it does. It pumps and it dumps, and it always retraces at least back to the same place as it was. That's why I believe, you know, if Bitcoin is about to pump even further, it's possible. I don't know, but one thing is for sure, it will retrace back to where it was. That's what it does. I don't know if I mapped out another cycle. I don't believe so. Or did I? No. But look, some cycles are bigger. No, here is another one. No, the bottom line is these cycles are never ending. We had this cycle here, and then we had this cycle. So this cycle basically, I don't even have to map them anymore to understand where the cycle begins and where it ends. So it started on May 30th and ended on June 1st. I guess it took 1 day or two, and then yeah, and then this one started. Or wait, yeah, they interline, so sometimes it's no, but I always like to map them from the low to the high. So this was the last cycle that ended here. This was the end of that cycle here. This was another one. This ended here, and this one started, and then we have another one. So we have this cycle that well, if you look at it, like I'm starting to take a look at it now, you know, this is all part of this cycle here, because like we can see here, we started this cycle, and the Fibonacci line of this cycle actually come to this zone. Because the reason why I say that is because this is still part of the same cycle here, is because we started to pump here, pump, but we, you know, see, we started to pump at 8,838. We pumped, we had a small drop, we had another pump, we had a big drop, we have a big pump, we have a small dump, we had a medium pump, and then we had kind of a medium dump as well. Then we had smaller pumps and dumps, smaller pumps and dumps, smaller pumps and dumps, medium pump, smaller dump, small pump, small dump, small pump, small dump. Then we had these even little pumps and dumps, and then we dumped here. We had a big pump. We had a medium dump, small pump, big dump, medium or small pumps and dumps, small pumps and dumps, and yeah. So that's what I'm also starting to see right now. So this cycle actually started at, or maybe in here, maybe we can say it started here at 8,708. So just for curiosity's sakes, let me check out where was it that it retraced. Yep, it retraced to 9,265.5. So it never quite got back to where it started, because we're in an uptrend, you know. In this case, we are in an uptrend. It might be ending if Bitcoin dumps even further than what the pump was all about, which I actually believe. But we will have to see, because, you know, the markets, you know, nobody can predict Bitcoin. You know, you can even draw these fib lines, but you have to do them continuously. You have to continue to map them, because it's completely impossible to to keep up with all this, you know. Look, this is the pumps and dumps of the 1 minute frame. Look of all the pumps and dumps. This is all pumps and dumps. That's what the market do. What all the markets do. They pump and they dump. They pump and they dump all the time. That's their life. Look here. Small pump, small dump. Small pump, small dump. Small pump, small dump. Small pump, small dump. Then we had kind of medium-sized pump. Then, although it doesn't look like it, these are actually also pumps and dumps. Although they don't look like it. Look, this is a little pump and this is a little dump. This is a pump, dump. Then it went sideways, did nothing. So remember, we stopped at a dump. So what did it have to do? It had to start with a pump. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. I'm ignoring the small ones. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. So once again, we need to end this cycle. This cycle needs to end. And yeah, the only way that it's going to end is yeah, it's going to drop. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it works, man. So that's what I actually would like to share with you. I don't know if anyone is actually watching this. Maybe people will watch it later. No, I guess I don't. But that's just what I would like to map, you know. If it will take, if it will take long, yeah, it will take the time that it needs, you know. That's just how it works, you know. It will take the time that it needs to pump and dump. That's what it does. That's what it will continue to do. So it will take its time. Even now, it will take its time. You know, I don't know what's it going to do. Nobody knows what it's going to do. All I know is that it goes from Fibonacci to Fibonacci circle. That's what it does. Even the Fibonacci retracement. It's all about this. So like we can see here right now, it's stuck in this Fib circle, and as it looks like, it doesn't want to break it, you know. It always moves away from support and resistances. That's why we can see these pumps here, you know. These wicks, you know what these wicks are? These are rejections. It's like Bitcoin is saying, no, I don't want to go down this ring. So if you don't want to go down this ring, although you haven't, well, you had a couple of times, you had you braked it, so if you don't want to go down, you have to go up. So it finally found a way to get out of the Fib circle. So it did. It got out. It had a pump and a dump, which is the eternal cycle. A pump, smaller dump, smaller pump, and the bigger dump to finish this little cycle. You know, there are cycles inside of the cycles. That's how it works. And then it went sideways, you know, sideways. It just started to move slowly. Started to move very slowly in here. So today is the breaking point. This is the breaking point. So there is only one way. Or we go to about 9,000, or we go to around from the point that it is right now. Let's imagine it would pump straight up, or it goes to 9,950, or it goes. These are the first targets. Or it will go to 9,490. But it has to retrace. This cycle has to be completed. So at least it has to go back to where it started. If you understand what I'm saying, If after that it wants to continue to dump, which is possible, but nobody knows that, what I'm almost certain is that it will have to retrace back to where it started. That's what it will do. It will at least retrace from the place that it started. That's what it's going to do. So, and like I said, inside of all these are cycles. These are little cycles. So, from this point on, we started the downtrend, right? Dump, small pump, small dump, small pump, bigger drop, small pump, bigger drop, small pump, bigger drop, and then we found the lower low. So after the lower low, we had higher lows like this, like the cycle that we had the last hours. So it pumped big time. It had a small dump, another small pump, another small dump, another small pump, another small dump, went sideways. And then it hit this Fibonacci circle. It pumped, and it had a big drop, or kind of. Well, I'm still on the 1 minute ticker, guys. So, in which cycle it is right now, I still don't know. I still have to figure out. But if so, we had this pump until here. We had this dump. Now we have the pump again. If this goes at least to this line here, or this Fibonacci circle, we will go to 9,695. So that means that we're in a downtrend. It's not confirmed yet, so we will see where the next dump will end. Like I said, it's always about pumps and dumps. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump. Where is the pump, the next dump going to stop? That is the question. Where is the pump going to stop? Is it going lower? Because if we're going lower, then we are officially started the downtrend. And although, like I said, there are many cycles throughout the day. Bitcoin and the markets and the tickers, they go through a lot of cycles. So we're in this cycle right now. I don't know how much time the cycles take because I'm still investigating. I'm still watching this, but there was actually a time today I was watching where Bitcoin really moved very, 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 very slow. You can see here by these kind of dots. It was very slow. These are minute moves. It was so slow, it was unbelievable. Even the dumps were slow. Well, the dumps were actually a bit faster. And then the pumps. Look, these pumps took time, man. They took a lot of time. It looks like it was fast, but they were so slow. Just take a look at this pixel, at the pixels here, how slow they were. That was a cycle, and the cycle is over. It ended right here, I guess. Or it started to move fast after this here. So the cycle, at least to my time, ended at 7:44 a.m. So we're now into a faster cycle. So now it moves a lot faster. I believe that the Bitcoin or the markets don't move that much is because there are no traders around. So I don't believe that anybody can manipulate Bitcoin. The only thing people can do, or the traders can do, it can give it fuel. If you have a lot of buy orders and you feed him a lot of buy orders, he moves quick. To the upside or the downside. That's the only control traders have. But the direction, no, nobody has control over the direction of Bitcoin. I don't believe it. In the past, I also believe that it was possible to manipulate. and feeding the buys and the sell orders is a kind of manipulation, but still you can't tell Bitcoin what to do, which direction it wants to go, because it's all based on Fibonacci and support and resistance, and it's impossible, because many people like to say it's bots trading. I don't believe that, because I have been watching these charts for the last 2 days, man, and it looks very intelligent. It solves problems. It understands that when like we can see here in the cycles, and you start to understand that in the cycles, and the bottom line is that bots don't have that ability, man. Bots really don't have that ability to do what this is doing. It's impossible. It's completely impossible. Like these rejections in here. So there was these dumps, or these wicks, like people actually like to call them. So it went below the Fib circle, and it says, no, I don't want to go to that Fib circle, so I'm going up. So this Fib circle meant nothing to him. He went in here, he went down, he went up, and then it continues from Fib to Fib. These Fibs were no problem to him. These Fibs were no problem to him, but I guess this one was. So it got rejected. So I guess he didn't want it, or there was something that prevented Bitcoin to go to this Fib channel. Here is another one. Here's another Fib. But then this purple line came, and although he didn't want it to go down this, he actually was forced to go down this Fib circle here. He found a way to break it, because he understood that this Fib circle was the way out. So that's what he did. He figured a way out, like an octopus. So then he started to move, and now we have the next zone here. So it doesn't look like he can break out of this Fib circle, at least right now, because it will. It will break it, but it's not able to do it right now. It's not able to leave this Fib circle, but it will. It will. There's just major support around them, so it's following them to the ticker, and it doesn't want to go anywhere, at least as of right now, because it will break. Because if it would stuck, if the ticker would get stuck in here, it was game over. But it will find a way. It's like I said, that it's an intelligent thing. It's not a bot, because bots are not intelligent. You have to program them, and they're limited, into the equations that they do, like the trading bots and whatsoever. Yeah, they trade from range to range, but they don't solve problems, very very complex problems, and he's always doing it. The ticker is always doing that. This and all the other markets, they're doing that every single day. I'm not saying that the other, because I have been checking out a little bit of the other markers, and the reality is that the AI of the other markets, they are not as intelligent as this Bitcoin ticker. Just take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones, I believe this is a bot. You just have to take a look at the patterns of the Dow Jones and the gaps. There's always gaps, ups and downs. Just look at this, man. It follows the Fibonacci sequence as well. But look, take a look at this. It's just, it's like a fucking algorithm. It's like the manipulation. This, if you want to talk about real manipulation, you just have to take a look at these markets. Take a look at, that's not the Dow. The DJI, the Dow Jones. Look at all the gaps. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let's go to the gaps. Look at these gaps. It's insane, man. There's no organic thing in here, because it moves from gap to gap. It disappears and reappears again. Does that seem something like it is natural? Of course not. It still follows the Fibonacci sequence, but But this is not. This is pure manipulation, man. If you want to talk about manipulation, just taking a look at the gaps, this is pure manipulation because it's not organic. It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow because it appears and reappears. It's like somebody takes it away and then reappears again. It's stupid, man. These markets are all bullshit, man. Just take a look here at the top of the Dow Jones. So, according to these fib channels, the Dow Jones can still go up this channel. So it's still theoretically, once again, it still can go to $20,872. It still can go to 28,791. It can still go to 2,954. It can still go to 30,668. It can still go to 32,313. It can still go to 33,660. I don't believe it will happen, but it's predicted in the fib channel, so it is a possibility. It could do that, but I don't know. So it looks like it got out of this fib channel, but it really doesn't look like it wants to go to this one. So if the Dow Jones doesn't want to go to this purple or this pink fib circle here, if it doesn't want to go back, it will retrace. So we will have to happen. We will have to wait and see what happens with the markets. So if it wants to go, if it doesn't want to go to this fib circle, it will reject. It passed through this gray ring, and it will come back to it, and it will start to move around, I guess. Like it doesn't want. If it still doesn't want to continue to go to this ring, it will start to dump. How it will dump, I don't know, but it will. So these are my 7 cents about the markets and what's going on. What I understand, it's based on what I understand. Watching these charts, making these Fibonacci channels, because they all respect it, all of them. Look, they all respect the Fibonacci. That's why I have respect for this ticker, because it looks intelligent. It looks like it does stuff, I know that its entire life it's about pumping and dumping. That's what its entire life is all about. It's always about pumping and dumping. But even in these pumps and dumps, there are rules. Bitcoin follows rules in this ticker. It follows resistance and support. If it can go through a problem, it will find another way. It will go around it, like we saw it in there, the rejections. That's basically what's happening. It's getting rejected, but I don't believe it's getting rejected. It doesn't want to go to that way. So if it doesn't want to go that way, he finds another way. Finds another ways to move around. That's all it does, at least to my understanding. I still don't know if anyone is around. Yeah, I believe nobody. Let's see if I can see here. No, I have nobody watching myself. So call it 1,000. Sorry if I'm talking Portuguese, because I'm Portuguese, obviously, but yeah, I just wanted to make this little video. I know that nobody's watching. I don't know if I believe that I'm still blackmailed, or well, you know what I'm talking about. I haven't slept much yet, so I'm a little bit off. But yeah. So I just wanted you to bring this video and to teach you something, if this video is actually watched. So I don't know if that is the case, but I just wanted to give you a little update on it. So like I said, it's going to dump. I believe it will be today. It could maybe it could take maybe tomorrow, I don't know, but the end of the cycle is near, guys. So like we said, the cycles last between 2 to 3 days, so I believe that today would be prime. But that's just my opinion, and we will see. So I'm the coin, guys, and I'm out. I have to